Hey guys, today we are going to talk about our journey in the Phrecia 2.0 League, where I played Servant of the Arakhali Cobra Lash Poison build. I played this build last Phrecia League as I really like playing Cobra Lash the way it was meant to be played, as a poison scaling build. No elemental damage or convert all elemental damage to chaos damage shenanigans. And Servant of the Arakhali is probably the best ascendancy to do that. Free aspect of the spider, even stronger this time around, as we can now get level 30 instead of level 20. Free added chaos damage gem in the form of envy. We also have minus all res and power charge generation with physical as extra on top of it. So our journey began. We started off with Cobra Lash from the get-go and started leveling up. Campaign was very comfortable, as you get a lot of juicy damage nodes scattered around Shadow. I always found that Shadow starting point was the most damage stacked nodes around them, but there were some juicy boss encounters that GG gave us this time. Now Act 1, as you can see, FARIGRAVES now has summonable boats. Marvel, along with all the last boss of each act, can now cosplay as MAVEN, as they can all summon all the unique monsters you have defeated so far before the fight. Act 2. I like how they actually changed the model of Oak to one of the simulacrum bosses, Omni something. I think that was cool. VAAL OVERSOUL, similar to Merveil, summons all the unique monsters of Act 2. Act 3, Piety. Then Dominus. Deresso was quite dangerous, as all monsters now go on rage mode when you drop them below 50% HP. After killing Deresso, we did our first lab and took the aspect of the spider nodes. Here is the Act 4 Piety. And here is the Malachai fight. I must say he packs quite the punch in Phrecia. We push forward further. Act 5, Innocence. Then the first encounter with Kitava. In Act 6, Shavronne and Brutus. Abberath, the Goatman. And the Brine King. Next, we push into the Act 7, Malachai's fight. After this, we got our second ascendancy, Fatal Bite. This gives us power charge generation. This, with some other critical strike nodes and Ungul's Harmony, allows us to start playing as Perfect Agony. Now, at that time I was using Cobra Lash plus GMP plus Nightblade plus increased critical strike gem, as well as chance to poison support on a 5-link that I got from the Genesis tree. That was enough to get me around 94% crit chance. In my experience, anything under 80% is not worth going with Perfect Agony for it. Of course, 100% is always the suitable number to look for. We push forward. Act 7, Arakhali, our master. I mean, we are the servants of the Arakhali ascendancy, so I would assume she's our master. Here is our favorite hag, Dodre. I can assure she really has a dark tongue. Next is Yugul. Then Mrs. Dusk. Miss or Mrs.? And to finish Act 8 with Solaris and Lunaris. I will push faster now. Act 9, last boss, Trinity. Then we finish our Merc lab. We get the envy note. Act 10 Avarius. Then Kitava. Now, after campaign, we started mapping and got Divine on the first map. This allowed us to get Bino's kitchen knife along with bunch of rare gear to get us sorted. We progressed further. Here is our first rune kill. I immediately bought 2 flesh grafts, one giving me Hearts of Flame and the other Tender Embrace. Both were good for defense. I went for defensive option as my character damage seemed okay, but defense felt lacking. At around level 88 we did our Uber lab and got the Silk Dancer note. This is our first 3-boss fight of MAVEN. At the time I was mainly doing T7 to T10 maps, but I wanted to jump a little ahead and buy a beach map. Now beach map has the boss Glaze, whose soul allows us to get the immunity from freeze. Until then I was using Arctic armor to get freeze immunity, but I wanted to use Malevolence instead, so I was about to pick some reservation efficiency nodes and thought that let us kill the Glaze boss and just get the freeze immunity from the Pantheon instead. Now, the boss was tough for where I was at that time, and it was quite a task to kill him, but we actually pulled through in the end, and I'm super happy with it. At this time, I went for some more upgrades in terms of gear and kind of finalized my build. So I still had Bino's as my dagger. I got it for 85 chaos. My shield is life res and I got it from the tree. My helmet is life plus res plus global accuracy. It was 2C. Chest was Dodre 6 linked, was like 100C. Gloves has Assonance. General touch was like 8C. Boots was a 7 chaos piece. Amulet was Ungel's Harmony, where I later anointed Disciple of Yielding. That cost me around 1 chaos. My rings were 1 chaos each. My belt was 2 chaos. Here are my flasks. I only bought the Since Rebirth for 3 chaos. Others are dropped and rolled. In terms of the tree, this is how it looks like. You can find it in the description in the POV. In terms of jewel, I only had Brutal Restraint that I got for a div. Watcher's Eye. Now, what is next? Well, I kind of want to retire now because I'm not liking one perspective of the game. You guys may have noticed I was not talking about the idols I'm using. I'm doing an Alva strat, basically farming Locus of Corruption and Doriani's Institution. At day 1 to 3 I used to sell the temples if they had only one of them for 24 chaos, and if they had both for 30 chaos. Since day 4 prices are going up as I I'm currently selling them for 50 chaos if they have a single previously mentioned good room, and 60 chaos if they have both the good rooms. Now, I farmed Alva before. Their prices only ever go up. They are mainly used by late game players. Doriani's room is used for double corrupting gems, giving them a higher chance than regular VAAL orb to go on level higher. So basically these are used by people upgrading their awakened gems from level 5 to level 6, or empower enlightened gems, or in some cases even normal gems to get the 21-23 variant. As the league goes, it will only go up. In general, I could get up to 1 div for temples with both Doriani as and Locus of Corruption, and 80 chaos for if they only have like one room instead of both of the rooms. So no doubt it is a good strat, at least by my standards, and with idols you can farm good rooms even further. So for farming Alva, you basically need 4 incursions per map to farm temples faster instead of only 3 incursions per map, which basically takes you 4 maps to get 1 temple, and with 4 incursions per map you get like 1 temple per 3 maps. So it's a boost in terms of temple pumping out. Then you need the architect that you will kill to have a chance to gain an additional level. Now generally how it works is that if you kill the right side architect, you will get 1 level upgrade for that room. But if you can stack the gain an additional level to 100%, you can get up 2 levels when you kill the architect of the right side instead of 1 level, right? And each temple room basically starts with level 1. With 2 additional level, they are going to be maxed leveled in terms of their room tier, right? So they're gonna go from room tier 1 to tier 3 with 1 go if you have plus the 100% chance to gain additional level to the room. Now, I'm not going to go into the details as this is not the Alva guide. You can look that up by people who explains it better, but what I'm saying is that it is really good with idols, as you can get 100% chance to get additional level for a room opposed to the normal Atlas tree's 40%, because in normal Atlas tree you basically have this node that gives you 40% chance for getting an additional level. So because you can stack this up to 100% every single time you basically get a good room, you are guaranteed to get it to tier 3 level, right? So this is very good in terms of using idols. In general league, I could get a sellable temple every 6 out of 10 times, but in Phrecia, because of the guaranteed plus 2 level up option, you can literally sell 9 out of 10 temples. So it is good mechanic to do with Phrecia idols, but I unfortunately do not like the idol system, and it is kind of the main reason I'm leaving this league. Idols can get you to have a lot of power that is not possible to get with normal Atlas tree, but you need to find the right ones, and at least now the ones I kind of want are very expensive, and even with good idols you always get 1 or 2 unwanted percentage chance for this mechanic mods. I also miss the progression enjoyment I used to feel with farming a new map and getting a single Atlas point slowly. But here it is farm enough currency to get good idols. Now it is not a rant, it is just not my cup of tea. I'm happy everyone who is liking it, but for now I will just call this a day and end this league for me in the Phrecia 2.0 league, and I am eagerly awaiting the next league, Piety 3.28 patch. I really hope they got some really good stuff next league. So that is all from my end. Thank you guys. I will see you guys in another video.
Beyond there is only horror. Feel the thrill of the void. Rain of stars. of stars! Feel the thrill of the void! Everlasting fire! Rain of stars! Die. Beyond, there is only horror. Rain of stars! Silent. Beyond, there is only horror. Be silent. You left me there, Zana. Centuries alone in the ashes.
Well done. I knew you could do it. Now, I should be able to harness the origin of this form to... no matter, step aside. There we...
Win this duel for me!
Foolish maiden, come to feed me her champion. Blood. Come. Crush. Hunger. Feast. Burst.
Champion best. Impale the husk! The storm consumes! The wheel turns! Fracture! Many become one!
Chilling sorrow! Frost bites!
The flesh demands!
Foul-born mistake! All converge in collapse!
Eradicate! Death unrelenting! Ruin within!
The elements converge!
Breathe in light! Thought becomes form!
Undulating in rage, the avalanche thunders!
Zest nears!
Zest is all!
But one!
We must harness the swarm!
The flesh melts!
We become one!
Frost
Bites!
rend asunder! We are eternal.
I will preserve the brand! Chill!
The breach has
We hunger! Here comes! Chill! Burst forth! We
Become
one!
zest swell.
Rend! Asunder!
Zest swell. The wheel turns. A storm.
Of ice! In all things!
Decay.
Undone! Ruin!
No thing.
Burst! Another failure!
Iteration.
Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling.
The atlas must remain mine.
Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. Incineration. The fires of 1,000 suns. You do not have the strength, passion.
That may be. No! I want the atlas!
How pathetic. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. The fires of 1,000 suns. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. This realm shall be annihilation. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation.